The current anxiety surrounding artificial intelligence is fixated on a single, highly visible event, the moment a machine takes a human's job. This anxiety stems from a mainstream labor economics assumption. The thinking goes that as long as an employee's role hasn't been technically automated, their economic welfare, motivation, and productivity remain perfectly stable. Economist Joshua Gans recently identified a massive blind spot in this assumption. He calls it the meaning externality, a hidden psychological cost that extracts a severe toll on the workforce long before any actual jobs are lost. To understand this cost, we have to look at how generative AI operates. Unlike earlier software, large language models are competent in professional writing, creative design, and strategic analysis, domains previously understood to require strictly human judgment. This is a sharp departure from historical factory automation. When machines replaced physical labor on an assembly line, the human worker was elevated to a supervisory role. The physical effort was automated, but the necessity of human cognitive oversight remained intact. Today, highly public benchmark competitions and viral AI demonstrations prove that cognitive oversight can also be simulated. These public displays effectively decouple the knowledge that a task can be automated from the reality of an organization actually deploying that automation. Look at this timeline. That highly visible awareness, the salience of machine capability, creates an immediate pre-displacement shock. The workers' experienced utility plummets the moment they realize they are replaceable, regardless of whether their employer has bought the software. During this gap, companies start experiencing invisible symptoms. They see unexplained retention failures among top talent, friction in recruitment, and a sharp reduction in discretionary effort across their teams. To accurately diagnose this crisis, we have to stop treating the meaning of work as a soft human resources concept. We must treat it as a quantifiable structural economic variable. Ignoring this pre-displacement devaluation leaves organizations entirely blind. They misprice their labor, misallocate their resources, and mismanage the modern workforce. We need to look closely at the internal mechanics of a job. Producing a successful outcome does not automatically generate a sense of meaning for the worker. In economic terms, work meaning is a two-part equation. The useful output effect is the ultimate social value of the result. It represents objective benefit to society, an accurate medical diagnosis, or a flawless legal brief, regardless of who or what generated it. Consider a physician diagnosing a complex illness. The second half of the equation, the attributable contribution effect, measures the worker's perceived psychological necessity. It is the satisfaction derived from knowing the outcome relied specifically on their personal judgment and effort. When the physician synthesizes the symptoms, reviews the labs, and makes the correct call, both sides of the equation are fulfilled. Now imagine that same physician merely clicking approve on a diagnosis generated entirely by an algorithm. Here is the paradox. The patient receives the exact same medical benefit, maintaining the high useful output, but the physician's psychological necessity, the attributable contribution, drops to zero. This mechanism applies far beyond healthcare. Generative AI explicitly targets high autonomy, judgment-intensive tasks across finance, law, education, and software development. Analytical and creative roles are precisely the jobs that historically offered the highest sense of meaning. Because they rely heavily on personal judgment, they are the most vulnerable to this specific type of devaluation. Automation can leave an entire enterprise workflow perfectly productive, yet entirely psychologically hollow. It severs the link between human effort and valuable outcomes. We can map this psychological loss directly onto the chronological timeline of enterprise AI adoption. Gans models this process across 4 stages. Stage 1 is objective feasibility. A machine becomes technically capable of a task in a closed lab. Stage 2 is salience. A viral tech demo reveals the capability. The human worker becomes painfully aware of the machine's proficiency. Contemporary AI developers optimize for these public demonstrations to drive immediate tech valuations. Stages 3 and 4, adoption and displacement, represent actual organizational integration and eventual layoffs. These are slow, bureaucratic processes taking years. The most critical phase is the span between salience and adoption. This is the pre-displacement margin. In this gap, the worker knows they are technically replaceable, Yet the employer strictly demands their daily performance because the software hasn't been integrated. The workforce enters a holding pattern. Professional paralysis and anxiety set in as employees execute tasks they know a machine can do faster. Relying on job displacement statistics to measure AI's impact completely ignores the massive psychological tax levied during this salience gap. This psychological tax translates directly into hard economic liabilities for the firm's payroll. It relies on Sherwin-Rosen's foundational labor theory of compensating wage differentials. Rosen demonstrated that job meaning acts as a non-pecuniary wage substitute. Historically, highly skilled professionals accept slightly lower monetary pay in exchange for high-meaning, judgment-intensive work. This labor graph shows what happens when AI targets judgment. The job's amenity value drops. To maintain the workforce, monetary compensation must rise. The Gans formula splits this cost: a wage premium paid by the firm and direct utility loss suffered by the worker. In reality, wages are sticky. Corporations rarely adjust pay upward immediately to compensate for their employees' existential dread. Because the wages don't adjust, firms pay this tax invisibly. The amenity is gone, the pay hasn't increased, and the result is degraded applicant pools, bare minimum effort, and the rapid flight of high-skill workers from the firm. We can see this mechanic playing out at Goldman Sachs. When the firm deployed automation to handle complex financial modeling, the day-to-day role of junior analysts shifted toward routine data verification. The judgment-intensive meaning was stripped away. To maintain their talent pool, Goldman had to explicitly increase base compensation. A loss of meaning is a literal, unbudgeted economic liability. It breaks the wage structure of knowledge work. Organizations cannot suppress technological salience. You cannot hide OpenAI benchmarks from your workers. The only structural mitigation available to leadership is explicit task portfolio reengineering. This requires mapping every role in a company and deliberately offloading the purely useful output burdens, administrative paperwork, data entry, and routine formatting, directly to the machines. By stripping away the administrative bloat, management can isolate, protect, and elevate the judgment-intensive tasks, reserving them exclusively for human employees. Mercy Health System applied this by automating medication dispensing and clinical documentation. They removed the administrative burden, which successfully protected the direct patient interaction and clinical assessment, the judgment-intensive core of nursing practice. To maintain worker utility, workflows require human-in-the-loop architectures. The machine provides raw data, but final decision authority is strictly walled off for the human. At StitchPex, algorithms recommend clothing, but human stylists retain final curation authority, keeping the workflow highly profitable. Deploying these architectures requires management to recalibrate the psychological contract they hold with their employees. Companies can no longer credibly promise static job security. They must instead promise continuous adaptability, funding the skill development required to keep humans in the loop. Focusing exclusively on lagging metrics like headcount and payroll blinds an organization to the internal erosion of its workforce. Optimizing strictly for output while ignoring the economic utility of human contribution yields a labor market that is perfectly productive and entirely hollow.